Hello folks, here we are back at the Club Penguin base, and as you know we finished off the floor of that hangar over there, although there's still that flat point which I'm pretty sure I'm going to work on. And we're going to start playing with glass, because I've always disliked the fact that, you know, this massive square I've made is blocking out all the cool stuff below it. This island has a lot of interesting features. As a matter of fact, I was really tempted to try to build into the island, as you guys know who started with me. So the glass is going to give us an opportunity to peek in on all this cool stuff that's down here and not lose out just because I built this all out of metal. Alright, so I've made some of the new greenhouse ceiling tiles, and I wanted to see what they looked like. In particular, I thought they might be nice up in here, and even perhaps replacing the entirety of the bottom of the base. I don't know how they work as a foundational structure, really. But here we go. Here's a ceiling tile for this. Let's see. Doesn't seem to snap. Seem to snap at all. It'll snap here. I can put it here. For some reason I couldn't put it in the other part. Well, I like that. Really good chance we're going to switch out the entirety of the bottom of this base for those greenies. For some reason I can't. Should be able to. Doesn't want to consider these ceiling tile runs down there as a place to hook. I don't know why. I can hook it over here. Should be able to hook it right there. I really honestly should. Apparently for these, I would need to run differently. It's like they'll place wherever I have. That is just strange. Looks like I have to put in metal and then put in these ceiling tiles, because they should just hook to itself. I mean, there should be no problem here. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Anyway, so you guys can take a look what they look like. I'm almost certain I'll be using quite a few of these in the base. I think they're pretty cool. You know, they've got that metal pane section in the center I'm not super happy with, but you know, as far as the an old school glass greenhouse is pretty much the same, so it's not bad. It should all be connectable. There's no reason they shouldn't snap. It's just got the same foundational support all the way through. Try one more thing. Let's break this catwalk. Let's try to place. See, I can place now. No problem, as long as the catwalks are gone. For some reason catwalks in this game are super buggy. I mean super buggy. I think I like the idea of the glass skywalk a little better anyway. But, you know, you let me know what you think. Maybe a mix of the glass and the open bars. Pretty sure now, though. There's a pretty damn good chance I'm switching out the entirety of this floor to these glass ceiling tiles, which means a really large amount of farming. That's just so obvious for this building, right? It just has to happen. So if I were on a PvP server, this stuff would be absolutely useless because it has a 100 of 100 as its damage modifier. As you can see, it takes damage quick. So I'm really sort of worried about doing damage to this. You know, if I accidentally do something, I might break my floor. I don't think I can damage it with my own birds, but I can damage it if I accidentally use an axe or a something else. It does change color when it's hurt, which is good, because otherwise you would have no clue. So it is a little bit, it went a little off color. Anyway, I'm gonna move dangerously, place my entire floor with it, and cry when I manage to somehow break my entire floor with an axe. Okay, so I have to go make some more of these glass ceilings. Quick disclosure, a friend of mine, Thor, quit the game recently, and the way I made these so quickly it was by raiding his base. He had thousands and thousands of crystal, so I raided his base for this. He wanted us to take his stuff anyway. I wasn't going to take any of it. I was going to just get my own stuff. But the truth is, he and I have been friends for 20 years. It was one item of his own personal inventory I wanted to see him get back. If he came back to the game, there were a few animals that I know he might want back. He came back to the game that are water animals that he couldn't have uploaded. That being his shark and one of his plesiosaurs. I grabbed those, and I also grabbed another friend of mine, Mike's shark, although I really doubt he's coming back to this server at all. We had a lot of fun and a lot of trouble getting him a good shark, and I just felt like it was something I should do, so I did. Anyway, now I'm going to go up and get more materials, and I'll finish off that floor. I've already decided I'm not going to make the entire floor to crystal, because I think it's going to look boring. You know, the entire metal floor was already sort of boring, so I'm going to do, I think, some concentric squares, just to be cool with it a little bit. And I'll probably have to do some cementing paste runs. I have some cementing paste on ArkX there, as well as a buttload of chitin and keratin. But I've used up a tremendous. I've used up 4,500 crystal just for those ones I did down there. So I don't know. Even though I'm on the best crystal mountain, I don't know that I can replace it all that so quickly. So we'll find out really soon. So the rest of the base, I will actually be doing with my bird here. Although I do actually have an industrial furnace and I've been meaning to place on top of this mountain. I just haven't done it yet. I've been working in stone. I think it's on Marge. I thought it was actually on Ark Furnace, but it isn't. So I'm hoping I placed it on Marge. I'll have to go back and check. Right now I wanted to just keep working and use the few little furnaces I got here. And it's sort of poopy. It's not the furnaces I used to have, but, you know, beggars can't be choosy. I'll give you my ideas of how to use. I'm going to use these greenhouse glass for decoration. I'm not going to really try to use it for its actual purpose, although on the PvP server, I'm probably going to, when we get to that point, see if it grows the turrets any faster. That would be pretty neat if it would grow up some turrets faster than I usually do. Probably give us a little bit of an offensive advantage if it does, because I really doubt anyone's going to mess with these, and we have access to all the crystal on top of that there mountain, as you must know because I've said it before. It's a pretty large amount of crystal. So for the floor, I'm just going to do this concentric square that I started. You can already see me working it. I know I showed it the other day. Then on the sides, I'm going to do something called the Greek key. I don't know if you've heard of a Greek key before, but it's a pretty cool, very basic shape that I think would look really neat in glass. So that's what I'm going to work on next. And I'm going to do it in such a way that each floor of the base will have a large number of windows, and in a shape that is cool. You know, I'm thinking the base is going to be at least 4 stories. It's a pretty large box, so I think I can put a few stories in this big frickin' box. Okay, guys, there's the finished floor. You guys can see it. I got my bridge over to my gigantic pie. I'm going to probably do the exact same thing on the top, so you can see right through the entire base. Probably through each floor, just so you can see the entire base right through the entire thing here. That'll look pretty cool. Otherwise, you know, I've got a lot more to do, obviously. I still have to put a freaking ceiling on this, for instance, but that was secondary to me to building this freaking, knocking out all these tiles and making something cool with the base. And like I said, there'll be a Greek key shape on the sides here. That's going to take quite a long time to do, but I'll come back and show you as soon as I do something else neat.